Hi, I'm Pamela, and welcome to Greenstick Cottage, where I like to knit, crochet, cross-stitch, and read books whenever the cats allow me to. Also, that applies to doing videos. They may crash the video at any moment. So I'm going to start right off with a win. I won recently on Yarny Fiber Sisters, and the beautiful Jeannie sent me a package, and she apparently saw my wish list and got me something on my wish list, and this is just all kinds of awesome. Check it out. This I learned about this and put it on my wish list after I learned about it from Llama Mama Kayla. And she learned about it from someone else, I think. But she was showing hers, and I thought, that is such a great idea. This is, it has the numbers 1 through 100 on it, and it's these little poppy thing, these pop-it type things, bubble things, like bubble wrap. And this way, it's a perfect row counter, because all you have to do is punch, the numbers, and you can tell where you are in your project. And I'm working on something right now that I really need to keep track of that. So this is going to come in real handy. So thank you so much, Jeannie. You are just the sweetest, most precious person. I just can't get enough of you, and I love watching you. And so I'll leave links to Jeannie's. Jeannie is with Butterfly Dreams Crochet and More is her channel, and the Yarny Fiber Sisters get together, have a live on Wednesday evenings, but I can't remember the exact time, so I'll try to locate that too and try to put that in the description box, and the video where Llama Mama Kayla talks about this. But I'm really excited to start using it. Yay! And so that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, is what I learned doing the 100-day project. And what I did for the 100-day project was the Desert Star crochet quilt, which was a blanket I started for my youngest son in 2014. And that blanket, I had I think 1/4 of the squares completed when I started it for the 100-day project. But I figured the 100-day project would get me on a trajectory to finishing it, hopefully by the end of the 100 days. And that's exactly what happened. And what I did with that is there are 768 2-round granny squares in that blanket. And so I took the number of squares that I still had left to do, and plus there's a 4-round border all the way around. So I allowed 1 day per round of the border, and then so that left me with 96 days. And I took the number of squares that were left to do and divided those by 96, and that came out to 6 squares a day exactly. So each day I did 6 squares, and then I would post a short showing my progress. And that was really good for me because it gave me accountability making that short every day, in all kinds of weather and everything else. But I knew that was coming, and plus I wanted to finish the blanket for my son. So I was highly motivated and incentivized to do this. And so I did the 6 squares every day, and I posted every day on Instagram and YouTube. And that blanket, 9 years later, got completely finished. So that gave me a good idea of how to do things in the future to focus on finishing projects, because I tend to be a really great and prolific starter of projects, but then they languish sometimes. They languish, I mean. And so they end up hibernating and becoming UFOs and like that. So So I decided I wanted to take some of these lessons and apply them to my whips and have a focus piece like that, because when I was doing the 100-day project and working on Desert Star, I would not allow myself to do work on any other project until those 6 squares of Desert Star were finished each day. So it doesn't necessarily have to be 100 days, but what I'm doing is choosing a focus project, usually something that has a deadline, and I'm trying to make sure I do something on that project every day. And then once I do that, I'm free to work on whatever other project I want to work on. And so this, some of this comes actually from the book Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, it's excellent, where you attach certain habits you want to establish with habits you've already established, or that something you really need to do with something you want to do. So it's kind of my little reward by working on the focus project. Then I get to work on whatever project my heart is humming for. And if my heart is humming for the focus project, I'll just keep working on that all day. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. So let's go to whips now, because my focus project is the octopus hat. And I talked about this last time, and it is for my grandson and one of my grandsons. And so this is going to be, I got to get all the little doodads out of here. Hopefully I can put a picture here of what these components look like before I put them together. Because the way the designer of this octopus hat put it together is with 2 hats. And so I made this hat first. Last time I was only about right here on the hat. So I finished this hat first, which is the basic half double crochet hat from Umbaka Designs. And I made the 6 to 10-year-old size. I probably shouldn't put this here if I'm going to put the picture here. Oh well, I'll stick it in somehow. And then this hat is the Rosy Shells hat, and I can't remember who the designer is, but I'll put it in the description box below. And so I finished that hat, and then I sewed it onto this hat. And so this is the back of the octopus's head. And hopefully that kind of makes sense. And then I got the eyeballs done. That's these. So the eyeballs are in yellow. And they're going to go, like here and here on the, well, let's see if I can do it. Kind of hang this back part. So they'll go about right here on the sides of the head. And I still need to add the black slitty pupils and the eyelids, which will be orange, and they'll cover half of this eyeball. And then I'll stick them on there, and we'll see how that looks once we get to that point. And once that's done, I get to work on all 8 tentacles. So I'm looking forward to that. This is going to be fun. This is a fun make right here. Okay, now let's next in line. So once I finish my part on that, and it can be any designated part I decide, on that, the most recent one, it was getting the eyeballs done. And so I'll do the pupils next, and the pupils shouldn't take long, and I can get started on the eyelids. So another project I'm trying to work on every day, but I forgive myself if I don't, is, let me break in here and say, one of the great things about living in Arizona is your grocery store has bags with a beautiful photo of the Grand Canyon. So we are the Grand Canyon State, and I just love this. I think I got 3 of these, and of course I don't use them for groceries. I use them for things like this. So this is the other thing I'm working on, which is the Lizzie blanket by Anya at Ophelia Talks. And I'm trying to find the latest where I left off. Let's see here if I can figure that out. Here we are. Okay, so this is divided into 5 sections named for the 5 Bennett daughters in Pride and Prejudice. And so the inspiration for this design was the Pride and Prejudice movie. And so the colors, of course I'm using my own colors, and they're not the colors Anya used, which are beautiful, the ones she had, but I decided to go for a different color theme, and I used purples, pinks, and blues. And so anyway, I have finished, so the 5 sections correspond to the 5 Bennett daughters. I have finished Jane, Elizabeth, Mary, and now I'm working on Kitty. And last time I showed this, I was, let's see, 2, 3, I think I was right in here. Yeah, it was right here. And I started the Kitty section, and I had gotten 5 rows of Kitty done, which brought me to here, to this sapphire blue row. And I have since done row 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, and 101, and just a bare start on 102. So, so this is how far I've gotten. For this, I'm using Big Twist Value, and I've got my cards this time, so I would know the millimeters. And so Lizzie is, I'm making Lizzie with an H hook, which is 5 millimeters. So so that's with a 4-weight yarn, Big Twist Value, and it's pretty big. I can't remember. Next time I'll measure it to see where it's at. Also, the octopus hat I'm making this with Mainstays, which is also number 4 weight, and I'm using an I hook, which is 5.5 millimeters. So that's what I'm using for these, and I just really love this color palette and how it came about. I just kind of randomly assigned my colors to correspond with Anya's colors, and I thought they came out great. 15 beautiful colors here, so it's really coming along. And I only work on this, and that's why I'm trying to do it every day, because the month of July in the BookTube community is Jane Austen July. And so I am doing the group read, which is Northanger Abbey, and I'm actually listening to the book and working on my Lizzie blanket, which is also Jane Austen related. And so I do, so I've gotten 6 rows done in the past week, I think. Well, no, this is the 5th, so in 5 days I got 6 rows done, which for me, that's great. I am not the fastest crocheter. I will leave it for anybody who's a Jane Austen fan who might be interested in Jane Austen July. I'll include a link to the announcement video that Katie did. Her channel is Books and Things. And I think she was the originator of Jane Austen July, but she knows everything about Jane Austen. She's great. So I will include that link below, and you can join in any time. And all you really have, there's no real rules as far as there's prompts, there's links to different works, and suggestions of things you can read, but it's just partake of Jane Austen, and you can see how I'm interpreting it. I'm listening to one of her novels and working on the Lizzie blanket. So you can do whatever combo of things you want to do to celebrate the genius of Jane Austen. Okay, so next in my whips is this top, which, let me put it here. I have searched and searched to find out a name for this pattern, and I even asked at my knitting group last Friday if because one of the members of the group, she's the retired local yarn shop owner, and since she retired, we don't have a local yarn shop anymore. But she said she thinks it's just a number because she got the pattern, and she was allowed to I think use it for a class or something. And so I was able to get one of these patterns, and when I showed it last time, my progress, I'm starting with the back piece, and when I started it last time, or when I showed it last time, I had only done the bottom ribbing of the back, and now I have done 30 rows of the main pattern. And so it's this beautiful texture. Boy, at first it was so hard to keep track of where I was on the chart, but now I've kind of, and the two late, well, one the former yarn shop owner, she already finished hers in a beautiful purple. It was gorgeous, so she was wearing it that day. And one of the other ladies was working on hers, and I think she's about halfway done. Me, as usual, the lagger behind her. Here's where I'm at. And but they both told me it gets easier as you go to remember what you're doing and on the chart. And so I don't think I've made any errors yet, and I've gotten to where, and oh, by the way, I'm doing this for Connie at Just Another Stitch. She is doing a weight loss make-along, so I am making this in the next smallest size to, a size smaller than what I am now. So I'm making it in a smaller size, and hopefully by the time I get it finished, especially since I'm so slow at knitting and crocheting, hopefully I'll fit into it when I finally finish it. And so, but that's where it's at right now, and I just love it. And I'm using Mainstays 100% cotton, and the color is opaline green. So this is what it looks like with the yarn label, and it's a mint, I call it a mint green. I think it's so pretty. I love that color. And I got better at the chart because I'm not going to show the chart, but it's in a sheet protector, and I'm using these little sticky, I don't know what they're called, tabs, flags, something like that. And so I line those up, one on top of the line that I'm doing and one below the line that I'm doing, so that it kind of, points at where I'm at. And I've also got these, I have my row counter here in the middle to keep track of what row I'm on, which I'm currently finished row 30. And then I have these little stitch markers to show every 17 stitches I have a stitch marker, which divides it up into, I believe, 6 equal, let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 6 equal sections. And I mark those with the little sticky things too. So that helps me stay on track to where I need to be and not get lost, I hope. And so that's where that project is at. And here I've already got a crochet hook where it doesn't belong. Let's see which one. Yeah, I'm using, this is the eye hook for the octopus hat, which is, where's my little card? 5.5 millimeters. Yay. So I know where that goes. And by the way, I'm using size 6 knitting needles, which is 4 millimeters. So I remembered that one. And so That is the weight loss make-along top. And it's the original, the one on the, the pattern, the picture shows cotton yak is the yarn. So I call it the cotton yak top, even though I'm just using cotton. But I hear that the yak is nice and soft. So the final whip I have to show is my Walker Caddy, and it's just going to be a very long rectangle, about 16 inches by 28 inches, and I took this. It's all half double crochet, and I took this to Knitting Group, because since it's all half double crochet and the stitch count is the same for every row, it's the perfect thing to take to Knitting Group, because then I can concentrate on all the chit chat going on, all the gossip and fun stuff, and all the cackling we do, and and so I could pay attention to all that and still get something done. So last time I was at, I had done 8 inches. This is the base of the Walker Caddy, by the way. There's going to be pockets added on here. I'm going to put pockets on both sides, even though the pattern itself only has it on one side, but I'm going to do it on both sides because I go shopping with my walker, so I want places to put things. So so I was at about 8 inches last time from the bottom up. Now I'm at 10.5 inches, so I got 1.5 inches crocheted at Knitting Group, so yay. And by the way, we call it Knitting Group, but everybody in there is multi-craftual or whatever. We most of us do more than one craft, so there's at any one meeting you'll see knitting, cross-stitching, crocheting, quilting, just any kind of handcraft. So it's a great group for that, and a wonderful group of ladies. This last time, one of the ladies brought a whole bunch of peaches from her peach tree, and we all got to have take home some of those. So that was wonderful. All right, I did the. Oh, now this isn't really a new start, but it's kind of a new. It kind of is in a way. It is. I watched a tutorial on this from Bonus Mom 70. I'll link that below. And I started thinking about. When I go shopping, I accumulate a lot of plastic bags. So her tutorial is a Plarn tutorial, which is plastic yarn. And this was just from one shopping trip. I got this ball here that I made Plarn with these bags. And I tried to alternate the colors, like this one's Walmart, and the one before that is more of a brownish from one of the grocery stores. And so I'm trying to kind of mix them up that way, and so I haven't tried crocheting with it yet, but what I'm planning on doing is I found a curtain chart for filet crochet, which has cats. Since the cats have torn up the blinds on my windows, pretty much every one, I think, I thought, well, let me try, at least on the air conditioner window, which is half covered with the window air conditioner, let me try and see if I can do the filet crochet with this. And I thought it would be so appropriate to have it be in the shape of cats. And I don't know how well it'll translate from a size 10 crochet thread pattern with this, but I'll give it a try and see. If not, there's plenty of other patterns I can try. A lot of times these are used for making bags, but I already have plenty of bags. So I was trying to think of something else. You could make rugs. Again, I have enough of those. So that's why I came up with the curtain idea. And it may sound pretty weird, but some of these things made out of the Plarn turn out looking really nice. So, and it would have the extra blessing of, if the cats tear it up, I can just throw it away, because I get more more plastic bags every week. So I can just keep making more and more Plarn. I've also have some other recycling type things like this in mind. As I've been decluttering my house and coming across things, I like old jeans that the kids grew out of, t-shirts, things like that. So I can make t-shirt yarn with t-shirts and my old nightgowns that are 100% cotton. And all the jeans I find, and I want to make like a denim quilt with the jeans and make t-shirt yarn with the other things, anything that qualifies for that. And there's all kinds of projects out there for those types of things, so, and tutorials. And so I'm excited to the things that, like, I don't want to donate things that have stains or holes or anything like that, but they can be used for these recycling type projects. And some of the ones I've seen, the tutorials on, they're just gorgeous. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'll do that. I'll try anyway. As long as I, like this, I made myself sit down right after I put all the groceries away. I did this. So if I do it like right away when, the bags are right there in front of me, and it didn't take that long. I just watched YouTube and enjoyed myself while I was doing it. And it's real simple with the tutorial that Bonus Mom 70 does. So, and for now, since my ball is only this big, and I only have one, I'm storing it in this little mini backpack I got at Dollar Tree. Isn't that adorable? And of course, it's got the unicorns. Anything that has unicorns, I'm probably going to get it if I can afford it. So, and it's purple, my favorite color. So that's where my Plarn is residing at the moment. And I also got, I thought these were adorable too. I got these zipper pouches. Now, look at this one. These were at Dollar Tree. And compare it to my purse, or my backpack purse behind me. So that's going to be perfect for that one. But I love these two also, this one with flowers and this one with watermelons. And they've got two compartments, so they would be good for, I'm thinking for my plastic canvas project, it would be good because I would be able to differentiate. Some of the pieces look similar to the same size, so instead of counting holes, just put the ones of certain size in one zippered place and the other ones in the other. Or maybe use all three of these if it's got more different size pieces. I didn't get anything done on my plastic canvas project this week, but I'm happy with what I did get done so far. And so that's that. And one more thing, I also uncovered in my big declutter project, my whole house declutter project, I discovered some books that I wanted to show that I'm really excited that I found. Now, this book came out in 1994, and I bought it right away, immediately. Fashion Doll Dream Castle, or as I call it, the Barbie Castle. And let's see if I can get it less glary. It is fantastic. It is 2 floors of Barbie size architecture made out of plastic canvas. And I just absolutely love it. Anyway, what happened is I made the mistake of mentioning it to a lady that I knew. She wanted to borrow it and make it for her grandchildren. I never got it back. and I moved to Arizona, and I figured I was never going to get it back. And then more recently, I think about 5 years or so ago, I found it online and immediately bought it again. And it's not cheap, especially it was more expensive the second time than the first time. But it not only does it have the castle, it has all of the furniture and decorations in the castle. So oh my gosh, it's like a dream come true, because when I was growing up, I loved Barbies, and I still do. So you can see these different rooms. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's like a dream come true for me. And even though it's later in life, and I'm still very happy that I have the chance to make this now. And as an extra bonus to this, in knitting group, one of the ladies in knitting group has made this before, and so she can guide me through, and if I get stuck anywhere or I have questions or whatever, I've got somebody right away I can ask for help. And here's some more furniture. And oh gosh, I'm just so looking forward to this. But I'm going to wait until I get all my decluttering done and I can put my, because this is a big, oh, here's the bathroom. Great. Because, I could start with the furniture because it's small, but the castle itself, I figured it out one time. I think it's, I'm not sure if they even tell here, but seemed to me like I was going to need a space like 5 feet wide, and that it was going to be like 5 feet wide and 3 feet tall. I could be off on that because I'm just going by my faulty memory. I'm not sure if they say it in here, and I don't want to take the time, but you can imagine 2 floors for, tall enough for Barbie. This shirt is just giving me all kinds of problems. That's one of the things about losing weight. Your clothes get too big and floppy and sloppy. But I guess I'd rather have that problem than them being too tight. So this is on the horizon, and I'll be getting to that hopefully before, as long as it's before I die and I can enjoy it for a little while. And another one I found was this interweave crochet, or the best of interweave crochet. And this is very important because it has the famous Babette blanket. If anyone remembers when this came out, and was very, very popular. So I plan on making this one day. And I've had this for a few years, this book. And it also has the Moorish mosaic afghan. And I did start this one. And when I find my start, which wasn't very much, I will tell the story about that, but it's very emotional, so I can't really get into it now, but maybe I'll be stronger by then and can talk about it. But I'm very happy to find this because now I can continue the Moorish mosaic and I can make Babette. And so both of those things will make me happy. And there's more lovely things in here too. Nice bag. I would have to line that one though, because it's got what we used to call in one of the groups I was in on Ravelry, we used to call those big toe holes. And look at this dress. Isn't that pretty? So So that's it for this time. That's my update. At least I made it less than 50 some minutes. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll update you when more progress is made, no matter how minuscule. I made pretty good progress on the octopus hat, I think. So I'm going to keep trying to, keep that concept of the 100-day project in mind, and make sure I've got one project definitely on course to being finished sooner rather than later. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.